They came to where she was, and carefully took the barnacles off her body. It was a great job. The rescuers worked fast, but they were gentle. They didn't want to hurt the mother polar bear. In a cold place, far, far away, there was a big, beautiful polar bear. She was a mother, and she had 2 little babies. One day, something bad happened to her. Millions of tiny animals called barnacles stuck to her body. They hurt her and made it hard for her to swim. They saw her and knew they had to help. They decided to figure out what the problem was. The rescuers saw her and knew they had to help. They used a microscope to figure out what the problem was exactly. When she saw it, she was afraid. The mother polar bear was very sick, and she could die along the process, so they decided to help her. When she saw how the situation was, she decided to call for help. When the people she called for help came, they decided to put their hands together to help the polar bear. They decided to figure out the vaccine they should use to treat the polar bear. When they got the right vaccine to use, they decided to approach the polar bear with the right vaccine for her treatment. When they approached the polar bear, they gave her a warm, nice treatment. They made her understand that she was so much important to them and everyone. When the polar bear saw that they came with good intentions, she decided not to harm them. She then gave the rescuers her babies to take care of. And when they saw it, they were so happy and gave them nice treatment and ensured that the babies were fine and well taken care of. The millions of tiny animals called barnacles that were stuck on the polar bear's body were being taken off by the brave doctors who were specialists in that field. The doctors worked fast, but they were gentle. They didn't want to hurt the mother polar bear. They used many chemicals and cleaning equipment to make sure that the tiny bad barnacles were being taken off from her. When the mother polar bear noticed that the bad barnacles were being taken off from her, she was so happy. Deep down, she was excited that she could finally swim comfortably with her babies again. But the brave doctors did not give up. They were serious about making sure that the mother polar bear survived, so they put more effort into making sure that the mother polar bear was fine and well taken care of. So, when the brave doctors noticed that the vaccines and equipment they used to treat the mother polar bear were efficient and accurate, they were confident and serious about carrying on the treatment perfectly until the mother polar bear was completely cured and well taken care of. When the mother polar bear was completely cured, finally, the brave doctors began to bandage her injuries carefully and were happy to see her well again. The brave doctors took care of her well until she was fully recovered. When she stood up, she felt pains on her body, but she was being consoled by the brave doctors. When the brave doctors saw that she was hungry, they decided to give her food and water. She ate and was satisfied, and she regained her strength again and was happy. The 2 brave doctors knew what to do at the right time, and they were so happy for saving a mother polar bear's life for the first time ever. They sat down on a chair, talking together. When the mother polar bear and her babies were asleep, they were so grateful for saving their lives. The following morning, when the 2 brave doctors were set to go, it was so hard for them to leave the mother polar bear and her babies there alone. It was so touching to leave them alone, but they had to return to the hospital where they came from. The mother polar bear and her babies were ready to follow them because of their nice treatment towards them. But it was so painful that they could not follow them back to the hospital where they came from.